Oh, that coffee is good. It's a bit gloomy here in New York City today, so the window open, the chill breeze coming through it. Uh, this is this coffee is where it's at this morning. All right, we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We have Instagram up and running. I need your advice this morning because I disagreed with a casting director last week, and I still don't know if I handled it the right way. Good morning. This is the the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. This is your spot for real life stories, strategies, and insights to help you build a successful and sustainable acting career. I would love to know. Good morning, I would love to know where you're joining me from and what you're working on in your acting career today. So, have you ever had someone with more authority than you give you a note and you were pretty sure they were wrong? That's what happened to me last week. Okay, so I'm in a casting director workshop with a very well-respected casting director. The casting director had assigned me this particular scene this week for the work. And it was two scenes from a TV show about a young man whose mother has made a deal with the devil, but she hasn't fulfilled her part of it. So a demon called Bud arrives to take his mother to hell to fulfill the deal with the devil. Unless this guy becomes like a bounty hunter for the devil and goes around the world collecting escaped souls who have escaped hell and come back to earth. And if he acts like a bounty hunter to get these escaped souls back to hell, then his mother doesn't have to go to hell. Okay, so there are two scenes. The first scene, Bud arrives to explain how to either collect the mother's soul or for Sam to become this bounty hunter. And Sam sort of doesn't really respond and doesn't know what to do. In the second scene, Bud arrives to reluctantly guide him through how to do it, how to actually become a bounty hunter, right? And so I did the material. It was sort of written to me. It was the material. I was playing the role of Bud. The material was written as kind of a slacker type. He didn't speak in full sentences. He didn't use proper grammar. There's all this reluctance. There's all this indication that he's there. He doesn't really want to be there, but he's there to guide this kid. So my interpretation was that this was a slacker character. Slacker is not something that I play a lot, so I gave it this sloppy accountant feel, which was more on brand for me. And they're always telling you to make the material your own, so that's what I did. And I was feeling good about my interpretation of my take on the material. And I finished it. I finished both scenes, and the casting director said, I want you to do it again, but there's more status here. I mean, you're the devil. No, I mean, the stage directions clearly said a demon, not the devil. The material in the second scene, we talk about the devil in the third person, and the devil is a person not in the scene with us who has more information about this situation that neither of us knows. And in the moment, okay, so option A, right? I need your help understanding what would you have done in this situation, right? That was the situation. Option A, what I did was I pretended that, oh, I've misunderstood the material. Oh, let me make an adjustment. Let me play this, with more status, and let me play this as the devil. I mean, on the pro side, that version is collaborative. It gets my ego out of it. It makes me look easy to work with. Um, it's what I would have done in a real audition, probably, particularly at this level. This was a pretty high-powered casting director, and I wanted to get along to go along. I didn't want to be combative, or I didn't want to sort of, anyway, that's option A, right? That's what I actually did. But the downside of doing it that way is that I'll never know, I'll never learn whether or not my interpretation of the role was actually a richer, more interesting choice to make, because it's just a fundamental misunderstanding of the character. It's not actually playing the stakes of the scene, because the status of a demon who's there against his will and the actual devil who's in control of hell and all of the things to do with hell, like, those are completely different stakes for the circumstances of the scene, right? So option A, do what I did and just go along with it, make nice, and sure, oh, I misunderstood, let me do it again. Option B, get deep into clarity, right? Just so I know we're on the same page, my reading was the bud is the demon rather than the devil himself. Is that how you saw it? Which I did actually say something like that. I was like, oh, my reading, I didn't get into the details of why I arrived at that conclusion that this was a demon, as it said in the script, because I didn't want to, it wasn't important to her. Sorry, it wasn't important to the casting director. The casting director's like, no, you're the devil. And that's how you should, that should be your starting point. So it wasn't, so option B, you can go for clarity without saying you're wrong. It's more of, help me understand your interpretation. I don't love the word interpretation, because that seems to me as if there's some question about the facts of the matter, and to me there weren't. But I could pretend that, perhaps interpretation was something that was available, I don't know, in this situation. But this casting director's point was, no, I want this character to feel like the devil. I was like, okay, let's play that. Like, let's play with that. And then option C is just argue. Should I have stuck to my guns and said, actually, the script says quite clearly that this is a demon, not the devil, and we talk about the devil in the third person, and the devil clearly has knowledge that neither of these characters do. But, what would you have done? Like, what's your instinct on this? I would love to know where you would have taken this conversation. And because it's like, this is a situation where, here's the problem for me, right? I don't know if it was a test to see how well I had read the material. I mean, there's just no way of knowing that. It's possible that this casting director just genuinely remembered the character incorrectly. It's possible that they weren't interested in actual textual accuracy and just wanted to respond to the energy that I had played through the scene and wanted to adjust that. All fine. Maybe maybe the casting director just wanted to see if I could make an adjustment, move in a different direction than what I had originally planned. And certainly the way it played out, I don't know if the casting director realized that they had steered me wrong by telling me that this character was the devil, because after I did it the second time, they were more interested in, oh, well, let's just play with that very last line, just the last line, and just mix it up, and let's give me three different ways of doing it. And then another one, give me a really ridiculous one, like just to see what I could do with it. And maybe their preference was just for a higher status version of this character, and we'll never know, right? Part of me was disappointed by the situation, because I had hoped to learn something from this, and I feel as though I was learning from somebody who had made a mistake. So there's a kind of like, oh, your status just went down as a teacher because I know that you're wrong about this. So, um, and the other part of it is that in these casting director workshops, it's not just learning experience, right? I mean, we pay this money to go to these events as an opportunity to work with somebody who has the possibility of giving us a job at some point in the future. So there's a part of my brain that's always thinking, this is an opportunity for me to start building a relationship with this industry, authority. And so to be disappointed by the person in that way, it kind of diminishes the experience for me. Hey, Mike. Hi, Margie. Thanks for joining me. This is the morning report from the Working Actor NYC. Welcome. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career. But yeah, do you try and go toe to toe with a casting director? I mean, you've paid to be there. It's your working experience too. Hi, Fazil. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. Let me know what you're working on in your acting career. Let's talk about it. Hi, Akvila. Hi, JT Gladden. Thanks for joining me. Trying to create an animation of voice act. Oh, I love it. That's really cool, Tarat Arkadaran. Wow, I love that. Voice acting is something that I am really excited by. I get to audition for video game a lot, and there is some movement involved in that, but I think mostly it's about voice and voice type. You have a good day too, Aquila. Thanks for being here. And I love voice acting. It's been an interesting part of my journey as a stage performer as well, because the thing about stage performing is that it's a performance you have to sustain over many weeks and months. Uh, Animation is a bitch, no cap. Well, high level animation. I think I'll just cut corners, lol. I, I, yeah, I don't know how you do it. I know a friend who's done stop animation, like clay. Yes, it was claymation actually. Like it takes, gosh, that takes a long time. I'm sure any animation takes a long time. Um, but I really do love the kind of animation where you can tell that it's a little it's not super polished and super smooth. Like there's something charming about sort of a rougher kind of animation. So I love it. You'll never know until you try. Just go for it, and then get those voices out. Should white voice actors voice non-white characters? I don't know. Why wouldn't you use a color appropriate actor? for the role. I don't know. I defer. I think the the details of that exact situation are important. So I would need to know more before saying yes. It has to be a person of color who voicing a person of color um, character. I know that's not what they do on South Park. White guys do all the voices or a lot of the voices. You know, that's their thing. So I don't know. It seems to be accepted in that situation, but I think that Dell was in the details of that. Like you would have to get more details about what that actually looks like. Tarat, what inspired you to do Broadway? I want to perform at the highest levels. I have always wanted to see how far can I get with my career. And when I moved from Australia to America, um, getting on Broadway was is the highest level of musical theater, and that's what I wanted to do. And so I've booked 3 Broadway shows, and so I can say I have performed at the highest level for that segment of the industry. So what inspired me to do it? My own um, competition with myself, my desire to see how good am I? How far can I go? How far can I take it? That's what I let's see, who's next? JT Gladden. Hey Benjamin, I'm working on finding representation. Do you give feedback on actors' material? JT, that's exactly what I do. My very first coaching session with all of my coaching clients is a materials audit. To make sure that your materials are in alignment with your character type and the type of work that you want to be doing, to make sure that you're feeding the industry exactly what the industry needs in order to get you where you want to go. Um, yeah, that's exactly what I do. If you'd like to know more about coaching, hit my profile in my link tree. There are links there to my coaching application, or just DM me and I can link you up with that application. I also think that there's a way to show interest, and there's another form through TikTok where you can get sent to that. But yeah, I would love to see what you're working with. Tarat, the physics of animation is what surprised me a lot. A lot of maths. Then I would be really bad at it. Math was not my strong point in school. In fact, maths and science I was not good at. I loved everything else. I was a pretty good student, but and I got by with maths, but maths is not something that I rely upon a lot today, and I'm not. I was happy to be able to release that. Oh, Farad Innovator says I look like Brad Pitt's son. Oh, never heard that one before. Tara, LOL. I love South Park, especially the Kanye West episode and him being a gay fish. I haven't seen that episode, but that sounds hilarious. Um, JT, let me know if that's any help to you. I would love to be able to help. Let's see. Serena Jackson was here on Instagram. Hi, Serena, my best friend. Um, YouTube is remarkably quiet today. That's weird. Let's make sure we're on YouTube. Yeah, we're on YouTube. Normally the YouTube comments are out of control. You inspired me to be childish like South Park, right? Have fun with it. Like the whole, I mean, here's what I will say about doing the hard work, Tarat Akataran. The with anything that you love, um, it's got to be fun. You've got to enjoy doing it. Like for me, making content is is interesting work, but I actually enjoy doing it. I enjoy the discovery. I enjoy fine-tuning things. I enjoy learning something new. I enjoy trying to get better at something. And I feel as though your journey with animation would be kind of the same. Like, yeah, there are so many examples these days of animation that is geared towards adults as opposed to just towards kids. And there are, so many different styles of animation available. Um, and it's got to be fun for you to sort of figure out how to do it, right? That's what I would lean into, as long as it's fun. And the other the other thing that I would say about that is the other thing that I would say about that is, oh, I started reading the AI summary and I lost my train of thought. Wait. Oh, the other thing I would say about that is that perfection is the enemy of getting it done. I have always been of the opinion, do it, put it out into the world, even if it's not perfect, because if you stay and hang on to it until it's perfect, it'll never be ready. So I am a big fan of, you know, release it rough and then, excuse me, get better at it over time. That's facts. Perfection leads to analysis paralysis. Absolutely. That's exactly right, Tarat. That's exactly right. That's exactly how I feel. Um, yeah, I've always been a fan of release it rough and ready and then polish it up as you go. Get better over time. And you will never know until you try, right? So I support you on your journey. Let me know how it goes. I would love to see your animation one day. Please come back and share it with us. All right, my friends, I had a discovery call with a new coaching client yesterday. I've got another coaching call with a new client today. Discovery call, not a coaching call. Discovery calls is part of my um, process with onboarding new clients, just to make sure that we're going to be a good fit. I am as an acting career coach. I am determined to never just take people's money unless I can really give them value and what they're looking for. I will not take people's money if I don't think I can provide them with value and give them what they're looking for. So I have turned down clients because I feel as though we're not a good fit, because I feel as I remember I had one coaching application and I could tell from the way this person talked about themselves and the work that they were doing and the work they wanted to do. I could tell that it didn't matter what work we did together, they would never be satisfied until they fixed this one thing. And that one thing was nothing to do with their acting career, and therefore it was nothing that I could help them with. So I suggested that coaching would not be a wise investment for them at that time. So every situation is different. If you're thinking about coaching, please send me an application and we'll talk it through. And I won't charge you anything until you and I have agreed on a structure and some goals that we can achieve together. And we will get one-on-one FaceTime to make sure that coaching is the right thing for you. I should also let you know two things. First exciting thing is that the Wheelhouse Workshop is coming up on Saturday, July 25th. If you want to get clarity about who you are to the industry and how the industry can use you, and if you want language around that so that you can guide your materials, you can guide your headshot session with your photographer, you can guide your agents, you can give language to casting directors so that they know exactly the most useful way for them to work with you. That is exactly what the Wheelhouse Workshop is for. You can find out information about that in the link tree in my bio. The other thing is that the Working Actor NYC is now on Substack. We have a weekly essay on Substack. It's a sort of a more in-depth. The Substack essays, I'm thinking, is more of the philosophy behind the Working Actor NYC. It's less about tips and tricks and strategies, and more about mindset and philosophy. So check us out over on Substack at the Working Actor NYC. lots of materials for you to investigate on our YouTube channel and on our website, theworkingactornyc.com. Thank you for joining me today. This has been really interesting. Super glad to have you here, and I'll be right back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Weird question. What advice would you give on taxes? Pay them. Pay your taxes. Make sure that if you are receiving income, if you are receiving income that is untaxed, make sure that you are saving part of that income and not spending it so that you have enough money in the bank to pay the taxes when they're due. That would be my advice. Oh, I got jokes, baby. I got jokes. Yes, certainly I have income streams that are not taxed. I run a business. I have to make sure that I'm allocating part of my income, saving part of my income so that I have money in the bank when the tax man comes a knocking. So that would be my advice. All right, friends, I'm going to be right back here at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Remember, wherever you are in your acting career, you got this. Keep going. I'm here for you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Come on back. All right, friends, we'll be right back here tomorrow.